Guys, let's have a talk. We have a huge problem. Look at the graph. Less than 5% of you are subscribed to my channel. It doesn't take much to make me happy. How about 1 in 5 of you subscribe right now?
MF had the weirdest experience. While ducking my FWB, her husband walked in, introduced himself, shook my hand while I was in his wife. A month ago, I met Alicia on Tinder. We agreed to meet and she told me that she was married to a husband who has some medical conditions, diabetes, hypertension is all I can remember, and as a result, has erectile dysfunction. Some of his medications prevent him from taking meds like Viagra or Cialis. She said he knew what she was doing and gave her his blessing. Since I work from home and so as not to rub it in her husband's face, Alicia and I have been having time at my house. So far the time has been amazing and we have done it about 3 times a week since we met. Last Sunday Alicia was at the store near my house when she called me asking for help. Her car would not start and she can't get a hold of her husband. I went over. We tried to jumpstart her car but to no avail. Finally we decided that I would just bring Alicia to her house. We got there and she invited me in. She said her husband was going to be gone the whole day and she wanted to thank me for saving her. Alicia wasted no time getting naked and we were making out not 10 seconds after we walked in the door. We sat on the couch as I sucked her TTS and F-metered her pussy. Then Alicia took my DCK out and sucked it. I took off my shirt, Alicia took my pants off and put my DCK back in her mouth. It was weird being in another man's house ducking his wife, I thought to myself. This was not something I would normally do, but Alicia assured me that she had her husband's blessing. I consoled myself with that thought, laid back and enjoyed this beautiful woman's mouth on my friend. We continued. I was so lost in the moment that I didn't hear the door open and the next thing I heard was a man's voice saying, "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were home." That took me out of my euphoria and I looked up. I tried to stop Alicia, but she said it was okay. Her husband said it really is. Then he did something that blew my mind. He walked over with his hand extended, shook my hand and introduced himself while she didn't stop for a moment. After the introductions were done, he kissed his wife, smacked her on the ass and told her to have fun. And she said we will. They were so nonchalant about the whole thing that it again blew my mind. Her husband walked past us going to and from the kitchen like nothing was happening, asking Alicia casual questions as he walked by. At one point Alicia stood up, switched positions as she talked to her husband about her car. Then when she was getting close, she told her husband to shut up and they will talk about it later. As much as I tried to focus on ducking Alicia, the whole thing was too distracting. Her husband apologized and went into another room. I felt bad for the guy, consent or no consent. After everything, I told her that it was okay, but I told her how I felt bad for him. We got up and Alicia pointed to the bathroom so I can get cleaned up while she went into their bedroom. I got dressed and cleaned up. Her husband was in the kitchen and asked if I wanted something to drink. He said he would offer me a beer, but Gatorade was probably a better idea. I agreed. He apologized for walking in on us and informed me that Alicia told him how I felt. He motioned for us to sit down at the breakfast table. He assured me that he was fine with the whole thing. He knew his wife craved intimacy that he could no longer provide and he felt that it was not fair to her. He would rather know what's going on than have her do it behind his back, and he said lowering his voice she probably would have. The only thing he asked from me was to treat her right and never disrespect her. I promised I would. And just like that he changed the topic and asked me if I knew what was wrong with his wife's car.